All right, you guys are about a week and a half into the tour. How's it been treating you?
It's been really good so far. This is probably the best U.S. tour we've ever been on. So, Russian Circles has very receptive fans, which we're not used to. we seem to be going over pretty well, which after the year we've had and the amount of touring we've done, it's really refreshing to have a tour like this happen.
Entrench actually turns a year old next month. Like, how has the overall reception for it been?
I think it's been positive. We've definitely raised our profile as a band. Whether or not we felt it reached what we had hoped it would, I'm not so sure. But all we can do is continue working as hard as we have been until we are tired.
Can you talk about the lyrical themes to Entrench?
God, it's been a while since I've even had to talk about that. I don't even remember what I was talking about. A lot of it deals with looking at life as a black comedy, just taking the extremes in either direction, happy, sad, whatever, and just laughing at it. Otherwise, you're just gonna cry and want to kill yourself sometimes. So I'd rather find the humor in the horrible sides of this planet, and that's a very overwhelming theme throughout the whole album.
You guys had a couple guest appearances on the album, like Tim from Dead Guy and Dave from Botch. Like, how did it come about having those guys on the record?
With Tim, we asked him because we were supposed to do a split 7-inch with Kiss It Goodbye when they briefly got back together. They ended up breaking up again, so that didn't happen. So instead, we just asked him to do some vocal stuff on our record. Dave, we were tracking the record with Matt Bayless, who did like all the Botch stuff. We met Dave at South by Southwest the previous year when we played with Narrows, and Andrew just asked him if he wanted to do some vocals. He said, "Let me hear the song." I might be into it. I made some vocal parts for him. He ended up on the record.
Well, you mentioned Matt Bayless produced the record. You mentioned Matt Bayless produced the album. People will know him as the original keyboardist from Minus the Bear. Like, how was it working with him on the record?
It was really cool. He was an intense personality, very hard worker, very good ideas. There's a reason we wanted to bring him up to Canada to do the record. He knows what he's doing. He knows what he wants to get out of a project, and he knows how to manage it, and that's what we were looking for.
Entrench was actually nominated for the Juno Awards. You guys are up against the likes of Gorguts, Protest the Hero, the Flatliners, and Ancients. Like, what are your overall expectations for the event, and how do you feel about the nomination?
We're happy to be nominated again. We don't think we really stand much of a chance, because at this point it seems ridiculous to have an award like that happen 3 times and have a band like us win twice. I think it's really cool that bands like Gorguts are up for it. I honestly hope they win. They were one of the bands that, when I was questioned about the awards in general the first time around, I was commenting on bands like Voivod and Gorguts and how the Canadian music industry not recognizing them was a bloody shame. So the fact that they're nominated is extremely cool, and I think they probably have the best chance of winning, at least in my opinion, just based on critical acclaim, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, yeah.
Knowing the Canadian music industry, I think a lot of people aren't really giving them a chance because they're obviously the most extreme of all the bands, but I think they actually have the best chance to win.
I mean, Colored Sands is a phenomenal album.
Yeah, it's a monster. Gorguts has always been a monster.
Yeah.
I think them winning makes that award look a lot better internationally, which is the coolest part. And we have a really good crop of bands that are up for it this year too. Like, it's a good, diverse lineup. I know there's been some arguments online about the fact that Voivod was excluded, and I was a little surprised too. But that aside, I think it's a very strong lineup of bands, so it's cool.
Genmo turns 15 years old this year.
Yeah.
Like, are you guys doing anything to commemorate it at all, or?
Just writing a new record, nothing special. Hopefully touring some more. Same loud car coming back. Cool. Surfboards, awesome.
What's the best concert you've ever attended that you did not play?
The Melvins in Winnipeg in 2000. I just turned 18, and the Melvins are my favorite band, and it was the most crushing thing I've ever seen in my life, and I don't think I'll ever see something that will affect me the same way.
What are some of your favorite music releases from the past year?
Last year, what came out? There's one that's coming out soon, Hark. their new record, what is it, Crystalline? It's coming out actually next month, but I've had it for a while, so I've been listening to it. But I think that's going to be the best record of 2014. Otherwise, stuff like the Gorguts, the Night Marchers, Nets. What the hell have I been listening to? I had a list, I've forgotten it. Even our tour mates, Inter Arma, they put out a phenomenal record last year. That was definitely one of my tops for all of 2013.
As did Russian Circles.
Yeah, that was a damn good record too.
All right, after this tour is finished, what's next for Ken Mode?
Hopefully some rest. Write a new record. Maybe a couple tours this year, we'll see. We're mostly focusing on hopefully bigger support tours if they come up, and if they don't, we'll stay at home. We put in a lot of road work last year, and we worked hard. Now it's time to work smart for this year, so we don't just burn ourselves out for the sake of it. There's always diminishing returns when you tour and tour and tour and tour. It's time to take a break, do things smart, write new music.
All right, well, thanks for taking the time to talk to us. Is there anything you'd like to tell Ken Mode supporters?
Come see us on tour. That's it. Tell a friend.